Alright, what up guys? Perspective Integrator here, aka Lee. That's my name, by the way. Last night I was up just thinking about what would just bring me some good joy, some excitement, to create for you guys today. And so the title, the idea came to me, something along the lines of the key the keys you had all along. That's probably what I'm going to call this, something along that line. Anyway, so for you guys that are, striving to be the best you can be, um, the best version of yourself, what can I say to you? Well, if you're struggling in some situation right now, understand that peace, love, and fulfillment, they're always right here, baby. Always right here. What can I add on that? I want you to think of your emotions like a scale. So think of a straight line, a scale. We use lots of scales for measurement, temperature, all that stuff. Think of a scale, and let's say for this instance, you have fear on the one end, you have fulfillment on the other. And so the thing you need to realize about your emotions is that whether it's happiness, whether it's anger, it's all the same thing. It's all energy, emotion, energy in motion through your body. And so the thing about it is, if you want to take a negative emotion and turn it into a positive one, uh, it's a lot easier to think about it when you understand it in the instance of the scale and that they're the same thing, because really it's just energy, right? So you have a low, dense energy at a low vibration, and you've got higher, light energies. And so, for instance, let's say you're feeling sad. Let's say your little honey. Let's say your little honey broke up with you, and you know you got that rock in your chest, in your stomach. It feels like you got punched in the gut, and so it's not really an instant process per se, but as you practice and as you get better, I can recall earlier this summer I went on a date with someone I really liked, and we were talking for some time before we went on that date, and we really kind of grew attached to each other. But we went on that date afterwards, got the, oh, it's not going to work out. And, I felt crushed. And so I was laying in bed that night, feeling that pain. And I took my hands, just put them on my heart. And then if you'd like to do it with me, you can. It's just that, it's just deep breathing, 4-second deep breathing, in the nose, out the nose, if comfortable. If that doesn't work, in the nose, out the mouth. But yeah, just 4 seconds in, 4-second pause, 4-second out. Laying in bed. You don't have to lay. You can do whatever you want, whatever's comfortable, but just focus on your breath, quiet your mind. And then I just want you to remember who you are. That within you is that pure unconditional love of a child, of a baby, of once you came from when you were in that womb. That never leaves you. I promise you. You can always tap back into that. And we're all human. We've all made mistakes. We've all fucked people over, and we've all been fucked over. But the truth of the matter is, all that is within us, and it's something you can tap into. And so, another example of that, one that I've really had quite a bit of trouble with, and I'm just kind of starting to learn as I'm doing these videos. Going to be vulnerable with you guys here. Is fear, right? So, as you guys could probably imagine by looking at me, I'm kind of more of an introvert. I definitely, the idea of introspection and solitude is a very comfortable one for me. So being seen, um, I guess, is quite a fear of mine, right? And so, but I'm here in front of you, and so the thing about fear, unless it's like a survival situation, fear is going to be that great indicator of what you're meant to push forward and do. Going up on stage and speaking, or talking to that really shitty client at work that is going to ream you out, but what, whether it's your fault or not, so you got to deal with it, right? You got to show up, bring yourself in your best light, and that's all you can do, right? All you can do is try your best and just not be attached to that outcome. Push forward into that fear. It's the only way to overcome it. And even after, you've done it once, you've done it twice, it still might show up in butterflies and whatever else. You're still going to feel it, but you just got to do it if you want to grow, if you want to live that life you want to live. So I guess that's one key, is just learning how to control those emotions. It's not so much you're not feeling the emotion, still feel it, still let it rise through your body and release it. And it's okay to have reactions. Be easy with yourself, okay? If you're learning this stuff, be easy with yourself. When you start to get into the habit of self-awareness and introspection and meditation, it's a process, right? And it's kind of a never-ending process. It's a practice, one might say. And so it starts with looking at yourself and really taking the focal off you just being an individual, right? Really you're a multidimensional being. You have your physical body, you have what's going on in your mind, and if you want to take it a step further, you have that spiritual aspect to it as well. And so when you step back, when you get into the breath, just be aware. Just be aware of your senses, your touch, your taste, your breath, what you're feeling in your body. Just relax your body and just become aware. Just become aware of the senses. And so really what we're doing is we're going from the self to the observer. And when you become the observer, you can start to pick up these patterns from your thoughts, and you can pick up patterns from your emotions, because your emotions are kind of like your, kind of that bodily, etherical kind of way of, it's kind of like your internal compass in a way, is what your emotions are. It's like what agrees with me, what doesn't, in a sense, And like I was just saying, with fear as an indicator, and we can use that as well through introspection. We can dwell on what really excites us. And typically, what excites us might be out of our comfort zone. Like this for me, like filming a video for you guys. Like, this is out of my comfort zone. But if you can start to focus on what excites you in life and start following that inclination, you could start slow. and then work your way up to like you know, you're just living life for you, and you're in control of it. You're not, in this job that you don't like, and your living situation sucks because you can't afford anything because you've been spending all this time as a consumer instead of a creator, right? All these people that you see that are just majorly successful, a lot of them that have the cars and the homes and stuff like that, that's not the main passion for them. The main passion is what they do. And then when they're done doing what they love, the rest of their life is great too, right? But anyway, yeah, I guess that's what I have to say on your emotions, and I call it polarization, you know. But yeah, when you look into kind of like the ancient traditions on this kind of stuff, like things like what's that old tale? Like turning like alchemy, like turning lead into gold. That's what that story's about. It's not actually turning physical lead into gold. It's taking a negative emotion, situation, thought pattern, and turning it into a positive one or a desired one, and so on. So yeah. Um I just my creative process is I kind of journal sometimes and then that kind of gets you into kind of a flow, a creative flow for me anyway. And so that's what I'm looking over here. I'm just seeing because I have some notes here. Um, yeah, and I guess just your perspective once you start to kind of integrate really learning deeply about yourself and then understanding who you are at your core, that you're unconditional love, that you're deserving of love, that you're deserving of abundance, of, you know, whatever. Once you kind of get into that perspective shift, right, that's when it changes. That's when kind of life changes for you because life is like a mirror. Um, Life is very much a mirror. And so, if you have a shitty outlook on life, life's just going to be shitty, and that's just going to be the way it is. But if you have that uh, glass half full kind of attitude, and where am I going with this? Am I just rambling? What am I doing? What am I doing, guys? Crazy. Um, if your perspective can be that, everything in life that has happened to you is for your good and is for the benefit of learning these life lessons to help you grow and, be the best version of yourself, then you're gonna get to where you're gonna want to be. Because the fact of life is it's difficult until it's not, right? Like it is always, in a sense, difficult when you're striving to create your dream life, your dreams, bring them into reality. But you look at them differently, right? And when you make mistakes, you value them. You actually almost welcome them in a sense, because of that inner knowing that there's personal growth and that value. How you value those lessons really changes your perspective. So yeah, be easy on yourself on your journey. Love yourself. Fill into your own cup. Please, please, please just fill into your own cup until it's overflowing. And then you can give back. Because when you're over giving all the time, guys, it's not helping anything. It's not helping, it's not making a huge difference compared to if you were just focusing on your passion, living your life to the fullest, inspiring others by doing so, and being able to give back from your overflow. That's freaking incredible right there. Mm, I love it. Um, yeah, and I guess, life is just life is just a constant transaction energy in that way too, right? Um, I seen an interesting thing a while ago. I don't know when it was and whose video it was or whatever, but it's kind of cross sections of various fruit, like an apple. You cut a cross section, cut an apple in half from top to bottom, and cut an apple from top to bottom, and it's like you can see, right? It's divided into two hemispheres, right? Almost like your brain, and that's kind of that energy flowing, that masculine and that feminine energy um, coming together in creation and creating this apple, right? And that just goes to show that if you want to, create something meaningful, you do need balance in your life, and you do need to take care of yourself. So, yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that message. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there, guys. What can I say for you? Please, please, if you feel inclined, like and subscribe. I'd really love that. Um, if you want to reach out with your stories, I'd love that. Lee at picoaching.ca, Lee at picoach.ca. If you want to be featured on a video with your story, great. If you just want to send me an email with your story, awesome. If you want to inquire about coaching sessions, also get a hold of me. Much love to you guys. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.